It's day 5 of holiday baking month, and today we're rolling up our sleeves to make something extra with that leftover Libby's pumpkin. Full of that perfect fall flavor, they're great for breakfast, brunch, or anytime you need a little seasonal comfort. This month is all about baking up gluten-free holiday favorites that bring joy to every kitchen. So grab your apron, preheat that oven, and let's fill the season with sweetness. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss a single treat. Today in the kitchen, I'm making pumpkin bagels. I'm making this with self-rising flour. I have the gluten-free flour, and then I have the baking powder and the salt. And I've already pre-prepared the self-rising flour. I have 1 cup of gluten-free flour, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then just sift this all together into a bowl. And I've doubled that recipe into this bowl, and then we're gonna start making the bagels into the smaller bowl. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And I'm making the bagels with the Greek yogurt and the self-rising flour. And then I have my leftover can from yesterday, and we're gonna make these into pumpkin bagels. So I'm gonna start with the self-rising flour, and I'm gonna spoon that into the measuring cup. I'm gonna have 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour. And then I'm gonna add in the Greek yogurt. I'm using the Greek Gods plain traditional yogurt. I find that this Greek Gods brand works the best when making the bagels with the self-rising flour and the Greek yogurt. I'm just gonna mix the yogurt together because sometimes it separates, and just give that a good mix. And then I'm gonna put that into the measuring cup, and we have 1 cup of the Greek yogurt. And then just add that in with the self-rising flour, and I'm just going to use a spatula to help remove it from the measuring cup. Then mix that all together until it forms a dough. Once the flour gets wet, then I just like to fold it in to continue making the dough. Now that I have that all mixed together, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of the Libby's 100% pure pumpkin. And this should use up the rest of the can. You might have a little more than 1/2 cup, and that's okay to have a heaping 1/2 cup to add to the dough. And then just use a spatula to help scrape it out. Then add in some spices: cinnamon, 1 teaspoon, pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon, and then mix this all together. This will be a little wetter than the normal 2-ingredient bagel that we have made before because we added in the pumpkin. I'm done mixing this all together, and then I'm gonna have a cutting board, and I've added in some self-rising flour onto the cutting board. I'm spreading that out, and then I'm gonna put the dough on top. Then add some flour to my hands, and then I'm gonna work up the dough into an oval shape. I'm using my donut pan to make the bagels, and then I will bake them. So I'm going to divide the dough into 6 sections. And then each sectioned piece I will put into the donut pan. This dough is a little bit stickier than when you normally make for the bagels because we added the pumpkin. So if you need to add more flour to your hands, that's okay. I've got the dough all into the pan. I'm just gonna press them down and smooth them out. I don't know about y'all, but once the pumpkin everything hits the shelves, I'm thinking of things to make at home so that it can be gluten-free. Most of the time I can add some pumpkin, some cinnamon, and maybe some pumpkin pie spice, especially to waffles or pancakes or bagels, and then you can be able to have that in your home and it be gluten-free, and you don't have to miss out on the everything pumpkin during this time of year. These are ready to go into the oven, and I'm going to bake these for 20 minutes. The timer has gone off and these are ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to let them cool for a few minutes before taking them out of the pan. These have been cooling for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take one out of the pan and it's going to be ready to serve. And then I'm just going to cut it in half and I will add some cream cheese to the top. And here's what the pumpkin bagel looks like on the inside. And I've added cream cheese to the top and it's ready to serve. There's just something about the golden orange and the hint of spice that makes fall mornings feel extra special. These pumpkin bagels are soft, chewy, and the right amount of sweet. You can toast these in the toaster for a few minutes and add a little bit of cream cheese or butter. And the best part, they're completely gluten-free, so everyone at the table can enjoy them. If you enjoyed baking with me today, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps support the channel and lets me know that you love these gluten-free holiday recipes. You can find the full recipe in the description box down below. Enjoy, dinner is served. Thank y'all for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know if you tried pumpkin bagels. We'll see you next time in the kitchen.